Chapter 1, the introduction. MOS, Petroleum Specialist. Skill levels 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Chapter 1, General. The Soldier Training Publication, STP, identifies the individual military occupational specialist, MOS, training and the requirements for the soldier holding the MOS. The N2 Commander's trainings and soldiers should use it as to open conduct, evaluate individual training in the units. The Soldier Training Publication in this primary military occupational specialist reference for the support of self-development, evaluating the military operational specialist proficiency and training on the N2F soldiers. Commanders are employed two primary methods to evaluate the soldier's proficiency. One is commander evaluation. Commander evaluation, a local test assessment of the soldier performance of the MOS, specific common task critical to the unit mission that may be conducted year-round. Common task test, CTT are hands-on tests used to evaluate the proficiency of the common task. Alternate written tests with provided if the equipment is not available on hand testing. The publication is some older primary reference to prepare the commander's evaluation of the MOS. It contains the task summaries of all critical tasks and specialists of the MOS and skill levels SL. Commander's training will use the Soldier's Manual Trainer Guide SM and TG Soldier Manual Trainer and Trainer's Guide SM/TG to plan the conduct and train commander's evaluation. Chapter 2, Training Guides, contains the information needed to plan requirements of the military occupational specialist. The training guide identifies subject areas in the soldiers that must be trained, identify critical tasks which each subject area. It specifies when the soldier initiated the training to each of the recommends and how often each task should be trained for sustainable proficiency. Recommends a strategy to the cross of the training soldiers. Recommends a strategy for the training soldiers and to perform the higher level task. Using the standard training publication along with the standard training publication 21.1 SMC2 Soldier's Manual of Common Task Skill Level 1, the STP, the standard training publication 21.24 Soldier Manual Common Task Skill Levels 2 and 4, the Army Training Evaluation Program RATEPS, and Field Manual 25.4, How to Conduct Training Exercises at Form Field Manual 25.5, Training for the Mobilization of War, and FM 7-1, Training for the Force, FM 7.1, Battle Focused Training, to establish effective training plans, programs, and integrate soldier, leader, and collective tasks. 1-2 Task Summaries. Task summaries outline the war performance requirements for each of the critical tasks in the standard public training publications. Provide the soldier and training information necessary to prepare, conduct, evaluate critical tasks. Training as a minimum task applies information soldiers must know how to skill them. They must perform the standard of each task. The following is the task summary format. The task number is 10-digit number that defines the task skill level and includes the task number and any correspondence relating to the task. Task title. The task title identifies the action performed conditions. The task condition set up and declares that in the field of garrison conditions under which the task is performed, identifies the equipment, tools, and reference to the job aid supporting the personnel for the soldiers need to perform in task and wartime standards. The task standards describe how well and what level of proficiency must perform the task under the wartime conditions. Standards are typically expressed in accuracy, completion, duration, sequence, speed, and tolerance. Performance steps. The section provides in detail what required to how to perform the task. Performance measures. The section identifies the specific actions a soldier must accomplish to complete with the task successfully. Performance measures appear in go and no-go rating format for easy evaluation. Some tasks are included early detailed in the training information on the outline and evaluation preparation section. The evaluation preparation section includes the necessary modification of this task performance in order to train and evaluate the tasks and may be trained to the wartime standard under the wartime conditions. It may include a special training evaluation preparation inspection accommodated with these modifications and any instruction that should be given to the soldier be evaluation references. This section identifies references that provide more detailed explanation of the task performance requirements that are given in the task summary. Warning alerts are used to the possibility of the immediate personal injury or equipment damage. Notes provide additional supervising explanation of the tips relating to the task of the performance. 1.3 Soldier's responsibility. Each soldier is responsible for performing individual tasks identified in the first line supervisor based on the unit mission and essential tasks, METL. The soldier must perform the task standard included in the task summary. Each soldier is questioned about the task and tasks manually that they perform. They are responsible for asking the first line supervisor and clarification. The first line supervisor now how to perform each of the tasks and direct and support soldiers' appropriate training materials, including the current field of the materials, technical manuals, Army regulations. Soldiers are responsible for using these materials to maintain performance. They are responsible for maintaining performance of all common tasks listed in the Soldier's Manual of the Common Tasks, SMCTS, Soldier's Manual of Common Tasks. At this current skill level below, the periodically soldiers should ask their supervisor and another soldier to check their performance to ensure that they can perform the task. Section 1.4, NCO self-development of the standard training public. Self-development is the key component of the leader development. Leader follows the planned progressive subsequent self-development programs developed in the individual non-commissioned officer, NCO. His or her first line supervisor enhances his sustaining military competence. Self-development consists of individual study, research, professional reading and practices, self-assessment, self-development concepts that requires the NCO, the Army professional, to task or responsibility maintaining current in all phases of the MOS, STP, the non-commissioned officer, primarily sources for maintaining military operational specialist proficiency. Another important resource of the self-development Army Correspondence Course Program, ACCC, refers to the pamphlet of 350-59 Army Course Catalog to be detailed eligible requirements information. This catalog is available local education centers or online at the Army Institutional Professional Development Web, ATSC, Army, ACCP, AIPD News, ASP. Website offers online enrollment. 1.5. The commander's responsibility. Commanders must ensure that the unit training prepared for the unit of war and enable to develop and sustain proficiency in military operational specialist skill level, and should design the unit training to provide the individual training for all soldiers assigned to the unit and evaluate soldiers' proficiencies and routing as the commander evaluation program. The training program should integrate individual training with the crew drills and collective training of the military operational specialists. Training plan provides information on the base integration, cross-training, train-up, and sustaining training programs. Commanders should be using the military operational specialist training plan when developing the unit training programs. 1.6. Trainer's responsibility. The trainer is the business for all unit commander leaders. First leaders are the principal trainers in the unit, which become directly supervisors of soldiers, leaders, crews, squads, and sections and teams. Trainers can use the military operational specialist training to determine the critical task, skills, and soldiers' responsibility. You should teach teach he or she that must be able to perform. The trainer should evaluate, ask, performance, determine whether the task of each soldier can or cannot perform the standards. Soldiers who cannot perform the tasks and standards neither need further training to develop effective training, as he or is explained in FM 7.0 and 7.1. Each task summary of the standard training publication includes performance measures with the trainers that year-round to determine the soldiers can perform critical tasks and specified standards. Performance measures identifies the trainer needs to observe the score of the soldier's performance. A basic space provided the trainer check the either go or no-go column for each of the performance measures. Some of the tasks required of the trainer to watch the soldier perform and evaluate the process. Other tasks calls for the trainer to focus on the results of the soldier performance, evaluate the product. Comments should not be written in the task summary. C. Trainers can monitor progress of the soldier recording the task of go or no-go results. Training may use the DA Form 5164R hands-on evaluation to record the performance measures the soldiers passed or failed. The form may be locally reproduced, applies on all types of STP. Trainers may have the DA Form 5164R overprinted and information unique to the training requirements before reproducing it. See Appendix A for instructions on how to obtain and fill out a copy of F156R. The trainers may use the DA Form F165R, Fifth Field Expedient Squad Book to record hands-on go and no-go results for the group of soldiers. Example for the crew and section of the squads having the same as the military operational specialist. The form of the support conducts the command evaluation can be used to record the training results gathered in the during the slack time military operational specialist skill levels. Use of the form of the training or use this form optional. See appendix in the instruction to obtain them and fill out the copy of the DA form F165R. Training should work with each soldier or unit, and the task can be formed as special task summary standards. 7.1 Training support references identified to each of the assist in the planning of the conducting of the training. A consolidated list identified in the type of the publication title and comprehensive glossary, acronyms, abbreviations, definitions included in the standard training publication. This page is intentionally left blank. Chapter 2.